Coach, welcome. Thank you for joining us here.
Thank you, Dan. I appreciate it.
Well, let's start with obviously this past weekend. This was a pretty great weekend for both the men's and the women's teams. Let's just kind of start with the happy bus ride home. Just kind of the reactions from you and the team after everything went down.
Well, obviously it was initially a little bit of pandemonium getting on the bus, and the girls were so pumped. And the bus driver we had him for Tennessee. We had him 2 weeks ago, and he kind of became a part of the family because, Coach, I got to step off the bus. It was so loud. He stepped off the bus just to get a little quiet, and the girls were, obviously so excited. They'd already celebrated at the track. And I think, really, to be honest with you, it was just starting to dawn on them what really had happened. And I think, we kind of came in to the weekend ranked somewhere between, as maybe some people had us at getting fifth. And as this thing started to unfold and it could happen, I think even after we'd won, some of the girls, I don't know if the word is shocked, but they were surprised, and they really hadn't fully embraced the celebration until we actually got on the bus. The girls got on the bus, and it went crazy.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that as the weekend unfolds and people are setting PRs and guys are finishing a little bit better than what you kind of expected. At what point did you kind of just look around to your staff and some of the girls and just go, "This is happening. We've got a real shot at this"?
Well, that's a great question. So here's what happened. It's well documented that I don't sleep. And so I woke up at 2:30 after Friday night. I woke up at 2:30 with things just running through my head. And I got on my laptop and I started calculating numbers, and I started looking at who didn't qualify people to the finals from other schools, how we were out kicking our coverage. And I started doing the numbers. And by 4 a.m., I said to myself, holy moly, we can win this thing. So I went to breakfast the next morning. A bunch of kids, about 12 or 13 of the girls were sitting down there for breakfast. And I said, girls, don't panic. Listen to what I have to say. You need to start spreading this word. We can win this thing. All we have to do is do what we have coming in on paper, and everybody else will cut each other up from other schools. If we can get to 100 points, and we will win this. And we scored 102, and things just started falling in place. And every time I looked at somebody, I just gave them, kind of pointed to them. They were like nodding their heads, and it was like wildfire. It just started catching. I told the staff, I sent a text at 7 a.m. saying, guys, we can win this thing. And then Coach Croft, he started doing the numbers on put an Excel sheet together. He goes, Law, I thought you were just trying to blow smoke and pump us up because we can win this. And then it just caught fire. And sure enough, it was just one thing after another, started to happen. There was that 30-minute period where, we scored more in the high jump. We scored in the triple jump. Benja Duff got the 4 points in the hurdles, and Ruby ran crazy and gets second in the, it all happened in a 30-minute segment. And it was, then we just had to close the door in the discus. We did.
So you look at, like you said, Benja and Ruby as people kind of were the underdogs that kind of, like you said, outkicked their coverage or outperformed. At what point did just the momentum of everybody having the best day of their lives, so to speak, kind of just spark momentum? And that was almost kind of like that internal joke going, yeah, we've got something special going here. And you kind of just black out and go.
Yeah, there's so many backstories. So we're obviously we got a great throws program, and with Grace Tennant, not just Grace Tennant and Gabby Bailey, but the other ladies too. It's sometimes just as hard to have to go do what you're expected to do. Anything could happen in that discus. Somebody could have fouled out. We could have not had the performances. So it's just as hard to do that. But I think what the point when it happened, it happened during the women's high jump, and when the girls were running the finals of the hurdles, and then of course Ruby in the 400. I fully expected Desiree Thomas and Lily Franks to get the job done. Not that I didn't expect Tiana McCormick, but she was ranked, I think, 11th or 12th going in. And she'd had a very good indoor, and she was on her third attempt at 1.68 meters, which is a lifetime PR for her. She's never made that bar in practice or in a meet. I went up to her, I looked her face to face with my hands on her shoulder, and I said, Tiana, look at me. You are going to make this bar. If you make this bar right now, we win the track meet. You can win us the track meet. And she looked at me, nodded her head. 30 seconds later, she goes over the bar and makes it. Right after that, then we had Ruby drop the bomb and get second. The other girls did their job. Right then we knew we could win the meet. All the distance girls had to do was go do their job. I went over to Fanger. I go, Fanger, make it happen. He goes, I know what I got to do. And Grace Tennant goes, we know what we have to do. And they did
it. A phenomenal story. And now you guys kind of ride the momentum into what's called like a last chance weekend and then on into regionals. So just kind of talk about where your team is and now and kind of going forward.
Well, and I want to share this too. And glad that you segued in the beginning. This was great for our men's team as well. We had so many good men's performances, and it not only does the victory by the women show the men what has to happen in order to win, it helps both sides, to be honest with you, Dan, because even though we're two separate teams, we're one program. And this is going to pump our kids up. We got a lot of kids trying to either better their regional marks or get new regional marks. We got the 4x1 men's team going down to North Carolina A&T. A couple of the ladies are going down. Ruby and the lady hurlers are going down to A&T. I got James taking a couple distance guys over to Toledo. The rest of us, jumpers and throwers, are going over to Akron to try to chase better jump marks and throw marks. And I think everybody's on a high right now. And I fully expect us to get more regional qualifiers this weekend.
Well, that's fantastic. I mean, like you said, it couldn't have come at a better time. You know, everybody's kind of riding that high, and we'll see if that will end up with some great results.
With some tough pills to swallow for the men's team over the last 12 months. I was so proud of them being so supportive and happy for our women's team. Our guys were cheering as much, if not more, for the ladies. I think the ladies were a little in shock that some of them didn't even realize it could happen until the very end. I won't pick on who it was, but some of them didn't. And it was just the amazing support that my guide decathletes, they were running because they know I'll yell at them if they don't report for me. And I've got them running all over the place, giving me reports. And even though they're the men's team and they're already done competing, they were still like my minions out there, just giving me one report after another. Cause it's obviously hard for me to be in 30 locations, and I'm trying to coach a number of people as well. So it was just a fantastic support by the men's program for the women's team.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, they train together. They're two different teams, like you said, but it's one program. It's one track and field family, and it's great to see the support that each is giving the other.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, we had champions on the men's. I was just so happy for Anthony Milner, Punchy's ticket to regionals, and of course Wiki and Scott Benko and all the other guys that just did that men's 4x1 victory, and Asa Hodrick finally dropping a bomb in the 200, and I just. We're on such a high right now. And, we finally got some decent weather. That last day was nice. I mean, we've been in just running in crap, and it was just so nice at head-to-head competition for both ladies and the guys. It was just fantastic.
Well, one event that you guys swept is one that you obviously is near and dear to your heart with the pole vault. Just kind of talk a little bit about that and the way you guys have been able to succeed on both the men's and the women's side, and how that is really kind of taken off for you.
Well, obviously getting a double victory with, Christian on Friday. I mean, the guy walked onto the program, at the semester, and now here he is, the MAC champion, and he's come so far. And then of course, Leah Pascoletti, we all know what a superstar she was coming out of high school. Those two have been great to help everybody along. But, that was fantastic. I was really worried, Allie Thompson, had a pretty good meet, ended up being sixth place. And I was worried because the rain was coming in on that first day, and all the other bowlers from all the other schools had cleared bars, including Allie, and Leah hadn't even come in yet. And it was starting to rain. I'm thinking, holy moly, let's just get her. I mean, this is the thing that could stop us. And she won it on her first jump when she came in and made a couple more bars. And, it was kind of getting nasty and rainy, but she still went for a big bar. And, it would have been great to make it. She didn't, but, it's just fantastic how those kids have, supported one another and come around.
Well, Coach, kind of away from the current team, obviously 2021 is an odd but Olympic year. And I wanted to just kind of pick your brain about some of the alums and some of the people in kind of their journeys that either represent the U.S. or their respective countries, but still be repping the golden flashes. Hopefully the Tokyo Olympics get off the ground this year.
Yeah, I'm hoping so too. I'm following it closely. You hear things one way, you hear things another way. As of now, the Tokyo's on, and we're obviously trying to get more kids qualified to the Olympic trials. We've got right now, Leah sitting on the bubble, I think at 24th, and they take 24 to the trials. Obviously, TJ's already in; he's sitting at 9th, so he'll compete in the decathlon. Good to see our former guy Samori Fraga. Samori, got his A standard at 8:23, so hopefully he'll be in Tokyo representing Brazil. That's so awesome to see. And we've got we got Danielle Thomas, Dodd. She'll obviously be there for Jamaica. And I think Gabby Bailey, she's got her eyes on throwing that discus over 200 feet also. So, we should have some representation in Tokyo, and that's super for Kent State. And I hope everybody, they might be going for their own country or for the U.S., but somebody better have a Kent State T-shirt on at some point during that time.
Well, Coach, it's always a couple of weeks that I look forward to during the summer for the Olympic years. I know it's got to be a thrill for you to see your guys shine both at Kent State and obviously taking that into a professional career.
Yeah, it's really good. I think it's a great time, and I mean, I hate to be the guy to say it, but obviously this last however many months, it's been over a year with the pandemic and everything, that our team needed this, as I'm sure other programs need that kind of stuff, but we really, really needed this. And it's been a really difficult year for us, as it is for everybody here at Kent State. But to come out with this victory for the ladies, and even though the men didn't win, I think we performed a little better than we thought we would going in. I just think was just a fantastic lift for the entire program. To be honest with you, I think having our new, with Randall coming in, Randall's coming in with so much energy, both, passion and energy. I don't know if you saw the victory bell ceremony yesterday. I mean, he came in more hyped than we were. Like I'm about ready to put him on the roster. I mean, he had some energy. And I think he's truly, if you know Randall, he has passion. He truly, personally is excited for our program and from all the other teams. And I think that's going to carry some clout here down the line for the entire athletic family here at Kent State.
No doubt. We were following it over at baseball all weekend long with the updates on Twitter. And then immediately, as soon as something got posted, there was Randall to comment on it and wish you guys good luck and keep spurring you on. So the excitement is certainly there.
Yeah, he's hopping on the wagon quick. I'm happy for him. That's awesome. I don't blame him one bit.
Well, Coach, I know you've got a lot of work ahead of you, and there's still some excitement and some great things in store here as the track season continues on. So congratulations and best of luck kind of going forward.
Thank you so much, Dan. Go Flashes.